Guna fam, what's good? We're back. FA Cup match day. We were up against Sheffield United away. I got a special guest all the way from PE Supporters Club, the guys that are doing some crazy stuff down there. His name's William. William, yeah, 2-1. We just scraped it. Sheffield United win. Yes, we through to the semis. How are you feeling? I like to break it down and start with like the lineup first half, and then we can go into the thing. So how are you feeling from the lineup going to the first half, you know?
I think the lineup, when we always share this view when we get to Mikel Arteta's lineup, and I think in the days with Emery as well, it's been crazy. It's been a lot of changes. What we are used to with Arsene Wenger, he used to stuck in, he used to just depend on guys, even if they've had a bad game. But with Emery and Arteta, I think there's a different feeling. I know Arteta's still getting to know his squad. He's still getting to know the fitness levels, the depth of his squad, what they're capable of, can they slot in. So I think it's sometimes it's frustrating. I can just start off. I'm a massive Mesut Ozil fan, and not seeing him play, there's question marks there. Is he out of? Is he on his way out? Matthew Guendouzi, exactly the same. But I think he gave Willock a chance. He didn't do too badly. I was really impressed with Saka, I must say. He's been starting 4 games already, played different positions every single game, I think. And I mean, that boy he just keeps bringing it. He just keeps bringing it. So
yeah, you can't fault him. He's done really well.
No. I was really impressed with him, and I think Kieran Tierney, he's an absolute baller. And also Maitland-Niles, Bellerin has been a little bit slow. He's not back to what we know he can bring. And I think Ainsley and Pepe linked up well on that right side. So with the starting lineup of today's match, I don't think we can fault Arteta, obviously, because we got the W. But yeah, it's. But
did you like that he experimented with like a back three, putting Tierney and
perfect. I think the back three suited David Luiz well. Like the commentators mentioned a few times already that they don't think David Luiz suits a back four. I mean, he had a brilliant season when he was at Chelsea, when he played the back three. So I think that suited him well. He went off with an injury again. So that's what 4 or 5 injuries now. But the back three was, I think it was solid. That left hand side with Kolasinac and Tierney, especially, I think they were rock solid on that left hand side. Ainsley was a little bit slow starting off, I think, for the first 10 to 15 minutes, just to get, because he hasn't started the game. But
and there's a lot of running he had to do for that position, on the right back.
Exactly, yes. But I liked the starting lineup. But again, question marks over Ozil. I think we all would have loved to see him play or get some game time.
Do you feel we missed a bit of creativity out of him, or do you think that?
Definitely. I think the last four games since the start up, I think we lacked a lot of creativity. I told the guys on our WhatsApp group the first 10 minutes or so, our forward players made some good runs. And Willock, he couldn't get his head up to feed them. And I think that frustrates Laka a lot, and also Pepe
it's important. I feel that's very important, the center of the park is where we were most strongest in our early days.
Yes. In our early days, definitely.
It's losing that kind of potency, and I feel the releasing of playing players through instead of playing square, we're not seeing that as often as we should,
Yes, definitely. And Willock was a bit slow to get his head up to feed the front. I mean, our attack it's potent. I think it's definitely our main attacking force. But if you don't have that creativity behind them, then it makes it difficult. Especially, I mean, Uba hasn't scored in 4 games already. and that's his longest run in
Yeah, and
4 or
he's
5
like
years.
eluding that 50 goal mark, man. Like, yeah, we
Yes.
need that 50 goal.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So overall,
But
but
yeah,
on your take on the half, like, look, to be honest, this game wasn't like, exciting or enticing.
yeah.
But I think a
That
revival,
typical FA Cup, that
yeah. But
typical FA Cup vibe.
I think a revival in terms of us as a team, we're gonna have to play games like this because we know we're
Yeah,
not as creative and as
definitely.
beautifully or execute as beautifully as we used to. But
Yeah.
riding out these kind of games, I think is important. Obviously the first half getting on the score sheet wasn't the best way. Obviously, we haven't had penalties in, I don't know.
No.
When's the last time we've had a penalty? So it's like even
I think
the previous.
Uba against Tottenham.
Yeah, and that was so long ago, and that would have actually, if he scored that, he would have been on 50 now.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah. So I just wanted to ask, like, how are you feeling? Like, I can't really think of much talking points. Yeah, the penalty, the disallowed goal, kind of thing. A bit of play here and there. Sheffield didn't look as settled as I thought they would have been at home.
No, definitely.
So yeah, what's your take on those?
I think, like you said, we grinding out, scrapping out these types of wins or games. It's important. I mean, it's a away game. We've been struggling away since I think the last year of Arsene Wenger. We didn't have our contingency on grinding out these away wins. So it's good. We beat Southampton in the week, and now again it's an away win. But yeah, I think if it wasn't for VAR, we would have conceded that first goal. So I mean, Arsenal, we always moan about us not having any luck with decisions and so forth. So I think the luck was a bit on our side.
Yeah, past two games actually, fortunately.
Yeah, the past two games. So I think we can't moan about that. But yeah. I'm happy with the second half performance. I think we defended well. Stupid goal, obviously, to concede.
Sheffield came out quite strong as well.
In the second half.
I really rate them as a team. I never expected us to walk over when we went there. It was good to see a 1-0. But did you have that kind of feeling that we were going to concede? Did you have that feeling? Or
always. always. I mean, if you look at our back three, Mustafi, Luiz, you always have that feeling like, listen, we aren't quite solid at the back. Yeah, I've always had that feeling. For the past 2 years already.
So the guy that I'm actually doing the show with, he was like, it looks like they're gonna score, and like, truth God, they scored. And I'm like, why did you open your mouth? Like, just keep quiet, like, and the goal was just like, I feel we have these lapses in concentration.
Concentration,
have it in the center of the park and lose the ball. We have it in these crucial times. And
in these crucial times,
like that could have we could have not been speaking now. We would have been watching the second, like the extra time, stuff like this. So I think, yeah, as you said, like we lost the concentration. Yeah, we conceded the goal, which I was angry. But then Ceballos comes in, and like, I suppose I wasn't angry for that long,
I think it was
good play leading up, So
leading up to it, it was awesome. That quick passes that Arsenal also were keen to. We saw that with that chance that Tierney created with the Pepe shot. So that was awesome to see, man. That quick passing play, that counter-attacking play. I think it was a bit of luck that Pepe didn't have the best touch before Ceballos scored that goal. So
exactly. I think it actually worked out quite well, though.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, in normal circumstances, those things work.
That guy out the game and allowed Ceballos to make that run around,
Yes.
But I think I get where you're going with that. The thing is, as much tactics as they are, it's stuff like that where you draw your man out. Yes, you make a mistake, but you allow the overlapping play to. But I actually I wanted to take it a step back. Like, you on the goal, like, how did you feel? Like, it was a bit disappointing. I didn't think we'd concede but it just looked like that minute. It was like a minute of just chaos. Because even
just chaos.
They were coming at us.
if I can remember, I think Rob just came on like 5 minutes or so prior to that goal. So maybe he wasn't up to speed with the game. Like he's been solid, man. He's been really solid. So I think we can't put the blame on him for that goal. It was just, like you said, that lapse of concentration. But actually 10 minutes into the lead up to that goal, I think they were putting on the pressure.
They were.
Even if they had a crowd, I don't think we would have won this game because they would have had the crowd behind them. So yeah, like you said, that just the lapse of concentration.
I think the clearance aspect is still a big issue. We don't clear. You know, we try to bump it in the air or try to hit it up, and then hopefully it goes.
I mean, that first half chance that they had with Mustafi, the header that it was like a clearance header, but he literally just flicked the ball on to one of their strikers. So yeah, like you said, it's always that clearance. We've had it with Koscielny. That
Europa Cup, the semi-final.
We've had it with Koscielny a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't know if it's the personnel or the way that we coach. But there's been 3 coach or managers for the past few years already, and still we're seeing the same mistakes. I don't know if the defenders maybe have that Arsenal mindset. If you get to the club, it's we want to play the Arsenal way. Maybe we don't. We want to score more than our opponents. But yeah, that needs to be fixed up. I mean,
I think it's hard to say, but I think those days of Wenger football are behind us. It's fair to say, because I know we all want to see beautiful football, and don't get me wrong, like City play it, and Liverpool, I feel they only played it for half the season, and the other half the season they grinded up. But I think, and we did touch on this before, it's results like these that will actually define our team. You know, we need if we can score fluidly, it's fine. If we can put the ball, we know we have the creative aspect, but it's trying to grind out the result because we didn't have a creative midfielder on. We had Joe Willock, but we don't rate him as a CAM. I rate Emil Smith-Rowe better than him as a CAM.
No, definitely.
Even Ozil, like the Ozil, I wanted to say, I saw just before the match that he's a bit sick. He has a back injury or something. I don't know. It's like
chronic.
I don't know if it's COVID or what's his story. It's just like the thing is, I think we know what he can do, and I don't like to use Ozil in a big game. I like to use him in these games because this is where he shines, you know. So, other than that, you know, were you happy? How you feeling? I know that the football's been dry, but you know, I think winning ways are always still good, you know.
No, I think especially with the away win. I mean, you can't not be happy. We were asking for our team to show some backbone, especially away from home. So I think the away win will do us good, and we go into Wembley, man.
We need to, and it'll be nice if we take this, man. Like Arteta, I like since we haven't spoken before, you know, the season's just been turmoil, you know. So. You know, so just the last few questions before we wrap up. Like, I like to always ask the guys, like, who was give me a positive out the match. And obviously, you just said away win, you know, we FA Cup semis. But like a good and a bad player from you. Who was your outstanding player today? And then who for you felt that wasn't at the best today and could have done a lot more, you know?
Yes. I think it's close, Tierney and Pepe. I think Kieran is becoming an absolute baller for us.
Yeah.
He's been unlucky with injuries, so we would the Arsenal fans, we would like to see him giving a run for extended period of time. I don't know if you saw
he's so good.
Yes. Good. When they arrived at the stadium, I think he's just a down-to-earth bloke. He came there with his plastic bag, with his dogs in a normal plastic bag. So I think he's a down-to-earth. He's a very down-to-earth bloke. But yeah, he had an extremely good game. His crossing, his defending, his energy.
Even when when he stops and then he hits it and then he makes that run, like
yes.
To do that, you know,
and his communication with Siad was brilliant. When he made the run forward, you could see that he's showing him go back, or like I mean, he's actually taking up some leadership skills as well. Yeah, some leadership skills as well. And Pepe, I was really impressed with Pepe. I think he was a bit frustrated against Southampton midweek because he made runs, but Bellerin, like I said,
Bellerin and him link up there was really bad.
His link up play their link up play wasn't too good. But with Ainsley, he did well. So, but I would say ultimately, I think Kieran had the best game, attack-wise, defensive-wise, and like I said, his communication with Sia down that left was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was definitely.
And I think Xhaka, as good as he was against Southampton, second half he was a bit shaky. I don't know if his legs were a bit heavy.
He was like losing balls easily, you know what I mean?
He was losing balls easily, but he tried. Yeah, the Xhaka thing. But I mean, he tried. That deep into the second half, he tackled, or he went in for a tackle, and then he did that thing where he falls, hoping for the ref to give the decision. And I mean, on another day, that would have
just outside the box there.
Yes, just outside the box. Yeah. Another day that maybe wouldn't have been given, and they would have had a chance or maybe scored.
Yeah.
But luckily, like I said, I think luck was on our side today. But you create your own luck.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think Ceballos came on. I don't know what happened at that moment, but it was just something that we needed. Like, we haven't won a last-minute game. You know, we're always so used to conceding at the end. You know, so
at the end,
so I think like this opened up a lot of parts that we didn't see. Yes, the football wasn't the greatest. As you said, Tierney, I rated him. Eh? They say he's better than Robertson, so I rate him. But I want to see it. You know, I want to see it, and he's been unfortunate. You know, we did buy him kind of injured, so I don't know. But the problem is, I feel that Arteta only got this to work with. Now, with so many injuries, it's like, by the end of the season and start of the next season, these guys are going to be done. So it's a tough call, but I think we have to make it. The one topic that you didn't mention was Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and I didn't speak about this. And wow, like Southampton, he came on, he busted. They were saying he was like a little Vieira there. And I was like, okay, we all knew he had the potential from Wenger days, but were you surprised to see that, okay, obviously we know his wing ability is quite good. I mean, his left back, right back ability is decent. But he's growing. He's moving into a more maturing role, a more feeding role. And I feel he doesn't run as much. He's thinking, he's playing a bit more. Obviously, he has to run on his position. And I think the biggest issue that you did raise was Pepe was not getting, before it was Chambers, then it was Bellerin, then Niles here. So you never had a consistent guy to link up with.
He needs to build a relationship on that right side. I mean, Pepe's been good this season. He's made some mistakes first time in the English league. So, but I mean, Ainsley, I don't know, inside the camp, maybe there's a bit of, people are speaking about his attitude, because he doesn't want to play in that deeper role. I don't know, he sees himself as a more advancing midfielder, maybe a central midfielder, but I don't know. But he's, like you said, he's been brilliant, especially when he came on at Southampton as well. He's been really good. I think Bellerin needs to take a deep look at himself. He's been out long, injured, but I mean, with his talent,
he's not as fast as he used to be.
He's not as fast. That was his game, his overlapping runs and stuff. That was Bellerin's game. And now you don't even see him crossing anymore, and you understand?
His passes it used to be so good. It's a bit low or too high or too deep. It's like he doesn't have his like angles or his like delivery there, but it's been a while and I'm still surprised because I really rate him, and it's a bit disappointing.
Me as well. I think he's a good defender.
But on just before we end here, so yes, we have turmoil, COVID, everything, but Arteta's in now. And how are you feeling? We had the Emre saga, we had Freddie Ljungberg, but now we're in an Arteta kind of reign. I hope he stays personally. I want to see a bit more growth with our team. And I feel personally, I don't care on the coach sometimes because it comes down to the players, but obviously you want a good coach.
Exactly.
But I'll leave it to you to say how your feelings on the boss.
I think when you look at Arteta, there's a clear identity with Arsenal. I think we've been lacking that clear identity. I don't know if you felt the same way with Emery. The clear identity that Arteta is showing or trying to show through the players. I think there's definitely something that he's trying. Maybe he doesn't have the players now at the moment to play the way that he wants us to play. But we should give him 2 or 3 transfer periods to see what he can bring in, the type of player that he wants. But I mean, there's definitely, you can't fault the guy. There's definitely a clear identity, like you said. Now,
I like how young and professional he is. He's like, he's bringing in an identity as such a young guy, you know. And as you said, sorry to stop you there, but it is quite impressive for a young guy to bring in.
Exactly, And I mean, he's not taking nonsense of the guys, like the Guendouzi saga. I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of internal issues, and he just moved him aside when he faced the media. He told him that he won't. He's not willing to speak about it. He's rather going to settle it internally. And I mean, that's for a young manager to come in with that attitude. And Emery had a good run for a few games. I think 17 games. We were unbeaten. And then everything just went downhill from there. I think the media pounded him. I think he lost the dressing room. The fans. I think he lost the dressing room for a few games before he got sacked. So, but I don't think we will see that with Arteta. I think he has a clear
and I think he's authoritarian. You know, he has that kind of he shows that he is in charge. And you know,
definitely.
And I think that's the difference between these new managers and the old managers, like a Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, even a beginner Mourinho. They could control the dressing room. You know, a Beckham's, a Ronaldo's, a Thierry Henry's. You know, and I think that is what like handling the Guendouzi. Look, I like what Guendouzi did.
No, me too.
You know, me too. Hit that guy, bro. You know, hit him because what he did was wrong. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I get why Arteta's come. You represent the club. You know what I mean? As fans, we'll love it, but as a figurehead of the club, you shouldn't be doing these kind of things. You know, because I already said something like, we all earn more than any of you guys, or something like that. To the Brighton, it's a bit like. But you know, French dudes, you know, they're different, you know. But the passion he exudes and stuff like that is something that I would take as a positive out of that. Yes, he got the young kind of 21-year-old reaction, you know, which I feel it's the fight and the heart that he has. But you're right. I think
definitely.
In terms of Arteta, it's as the identity. And when we first started this channel, the biggest thing everyone said, we lost our identity. We don't know who we were. And there could be many things we can go and speak about Wenger, we can go and speak about the board and stuff, but it doesn't change the fact that we need to get this back, or we need somebody to impart that identity onto us.
Exactly,
So I can see from you feeling that, you're seeing that, and you can see a bit of changes here and there. And I think also with him, it's like David Luiz, we all would have not started him today. But I think we have to give faith to Arteta that he made the right decision. You know, that Luiz,
especially with the back. Especially with the back three.
So I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's I was just telling you
patience.
They need to bring alcohol and like all our cigarettes back because we were 1-1 down, and I was like, we need something here. I need my brands and stuff. We can't. So the end of the season, shut it down after the end of the season. It's fine. And then Ceballos did it, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm happy now.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know, but thanks, William. Thanks for joining us. You know, it was really awesome.
No problem, man.
With you. You know, it was great. You know, obviously on to the next game. Let's hope we can do it. Do you have any predictions for Norwich or any comments on
Norwich? I think we should give Saka a rest. I think the boy's been playing his heart out. But we will. It's maybe a bit negative to say this, but I think we will always concede. So I'm going for a 3-1. I think Uba to score 2.
Home, so it'll be nice.
I think Uba to score 2 and Pepe to score the other one. So 3-1.
We need Aubameyang to score. I'm like,
we need him.
We need him to score. But William,
Yeah.
thanks so much. Cast,
No problem.
We out.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Cheers.
no problem, mate. Maybe we'll catch you on the next show if you're keen to join. I do
Always.
Murray the stuff. So yeah, so this is pretty much what you do. Welcome and thank you so much.
Love it.
And
Thanks.
you guys in PE, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing some crazy stuff.
We will.